Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Major Idiots Podcast. I'm your host, Sean McConnell, as always, with my co-hosts, Alex
I'm a
DeGennaro.
co-host? Oh.
Yeah, or fellow host? Is that better?
I don't know.
I don't know. I think it's the same thing, right?
I don't know, man. I feel like we should have figured this out day one, but that's
Co
okay.
implies
that we're lesser.
Fine. You're all okay. Can we redo it? Let's just redo it.
It's our first time.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Major Idiots Podcast. I am your host, Sean McConnell. With me are my fellow hosts, Alex DeGennaro,
Hello.
Right.
Brian Lahosky, and the effervescent, vivacious, and always voluptuous Alex Town.
Wow.
Man,
How are you guys doing?
That makes my nipples squirt. What you just said right there. That's beautiful.
That's my goal.
We got to do it again. We got to do it a third time.
What?
No, we don't.
He made my bodily functions expel. There's nothing wrong with that.
Exactly.
Vote in the comments below what you thought was the better intro. I know the
There's
first.
not going to be
Yeah.
two f***ing intros.
I know the first intro was horrible, but that's okay. Sean, it's okay. We love you.
I think of it as the exact same thing.
No,
No.
it's
Oh, of
fine. It's okay.
course.
It's all right.
Oh my god.
All right, but down to the brass tacks.
Let's get to the brass.
Don't you just hate when you're watching a game trailer? You're getting all hyped up. You're a giddy little boy or girl or whatever. You're like,
Whatever you
oh, I'm
wanna
gonna
be.
buy this game. And then that company cancels it out
That's
of
right.
nowhere.
Yeah.
To summarize,
Huh? No, it's to summarize.
Wow.
Yeah, well, way to steal my thunder. You're like, oh no, I'm the host. I gotta finish it. These co's around
all
here.
right, well, I'm done with the podcast now.
No, no.
Oh,
Oh,
my
no.
God. It's already.
We're talking about canceled video games today.
Games that we wish weren't canceled, and we want to talk about.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah, why we think they shouldn't have
Yeah.
been canceled, and why we're very sad by the fact
Yeah.
that they were canceled.
Yeah, there's a lot of different types of canceled games. Like, some of them are like ports that were canceled. Some of them had like no trailers released at all. That maybe they just had a title and they were canceled.
Or they just turned into
Um,
something else entirely
Well,
different.
some
Yeah.
just have game files.
Yeah.
Just briefly mentioning, but then that was it. So, yeah. That's what we're going to talk about. I think Sean should start.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, now it's your turn to talk, Sean. Yay!
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 Why are you
Use
guys
your
being
voice.
like this to me?
Use your voice.
I just had an issue. Oh
Nice-
yes, my voice
nice and
is very not great. I've been sick for over a week. So
We're proud of
Oh, you had to have
progress that
the
you've
convenient
made.
cough right after. This isn't. You're not.
Way
call-
to sell it.
it's
You're
not
not-
a convenient.
No, you're not
cough.
calling your job. You don't have to sell us on it. You're like,
Oh my god.
oh, I can't possibly come into work tomorrow. Just
I have
like-
missed a lot of work, and I'm upset about it because I like money. But
You know, I never
Don't
figured
we
you for a
all?
money person. I thought you
so
do it for the love of the game.
to start off, I want to talk about Star Wars 1313.
Oh, okay.
Which
When
was
you first brought it up, I was like, are you threatening me? Because you just replied 1313.
Oh.
I was like, what the hell does that mean?
He's activated a code. He's activated like a Winter Soldier program.
Yeah. I was like, what does it mean?
1313.
They didn't program you right. 1313 should have made you kill.
Yeah.
Kill John
Dis-
Lennon.
Kill John
Disney
Lennon.
Disney messed up on that one because
Yes,
that was
they did.
the transition between
LucasArts.
LucasArts and Disney, and that was the main reason why, right?
Mhm.
What is 1313 though?
It was going to be a bounty hunter game, open world, based around Boba Fett, right? I believe. Young Boba
A
Fett.
bounty hunter, or I'm sure Boba Fett would have been in there.
Because
somewhere.
Probably would have been a cameo by
Because I thought
Boba,
they had
but-
game files that were released that you were playing as Boba Fett.
I mean, I don't know
there's
about that.
another. There's another bounty hunter game where you can be like have a Boba Fett skin because you're a Mandalorian.
Well, there actually
Oh,
is
that
a,
was the Mandalorian FPS they were going to do.
Yeah.
well, there
that I
actually
also
is
have
a
on the list.
bounty hunter game on the PS2, GameCube, and
Yeah.
I don't think it was on the Xbox, but
Yeah.
not to be confused with that one that has
That's
Jango.
That's
Fett.
Jango Fett, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it was a Star Wars game. There's like a trailer for it with some gameplay on it that looked really cool. It was very, very hyped because you go into the lower levels of Coruscant, which is a planet in Star Wars. And what?
Coruscant.
Coruscant, and you go to level
Oh.
1313 and you discover things there. Not a whole lot was known about it. but it was a game that was very, very hyped. It had like one trailer,
Yeah.
and then
I thought you were
Disney
gonna
pulled
say
the plug
got
on it when they
1
restructured
trillion
things.
views and
Hmm?
it never came out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember watching that when I think at that point I had watched E3 like that was my religion. I was a little nerdy
Mhm.
boy.
Goodbye,
Now I'm a
E3.
nerdy adult that waits for Nintendo presentations, but still. Yeah, I mean that was a great trailer. So
E3 was cool.
13.
I missed
E3 was
E3.
nice. I wanted to go to one, but
I got the
At-
Game
oh.
Awards
Oh, you would have gotten
or
lost.
Summer Games Fest.
Yeah, someone would have stolen you.
Someone stolen you.
well, I'm saying like I wish I could have gone like as an adult, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
like they shut it all down and
Yeah.
I mean
Which is
I've
really
heard the
sad.
stories of like how it like continuously went down in production.
Yeah.
So it's like everyone pulled out.
After they debuted Halo 2, it was just always downhill from there.
Actually, speaking
Yeah,
of
totally.
E3, I got to meet a Sony exec. They did the merchandising for E3.
Oh.
Hmm.
Like in my hometown, she was having a garage sale, and she had all this like PlayStation merchandise. Like you remember, Dejan? I remember telling her like,
Yeah.
get me a PlayStation hat,
Sadie's
and I'm
here.
like, okay, we got her number, but I don't think Jared ever texted her.
No.
But from what I know, the reason she got laid off and she was selling off all her PlayStation stuff was because they're like, oh, since the pandemic happened, we don't really need you anymore for like live events. Kind of sad. So yeah, day of E3 trailers are over.
We have a guest here, the Void.
God, now I gotta censor her butthole.
She actually does not show up on screen.
We're just petting a
We're
Void.
petting a Void.
They're just petting an invisible butthole, people.
Yeah,
Runs in perfectly with the couch.
Sadie. Yeah.
Sadie is Alex's kitty.
Oh, wait. They should know this if they've seen
Hey,
the previous episodes.
Yes, but the audience that is
watch
on
episode
audio
1,
only
2, 3,
know.
4,
Don't
5,
break
and
cables.
whatever else we
But
shot.
anyway, no, yeah, E3 was really cool. I missed that stuff. Getting excited about like E3 trailers, and she does
Yeah.
not want to go up.
Yeah, f- you
Uh,
too, buddy.
So you got to give her room to jump.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, there was more incentive for like companies to release early trailers than they would probably
Yeah.
want to. Now we're in a world of like companies get to choose when they release trailers.
Yeah.
You know, so probably gain as much traction as it would for E3.
Wow.
I know there is like Nintendo Directs and PlayStation Directs, Xbox Directs, but those I feel like there's a lot
Yeah.
less motivation to be featured. Although it would
What's your
help.
fucking problem?
Yeah,
Get up
the
here.
cat doesn't like.
F- you, dude. Bunch of bullshit.
Yeah, I mean the cat was trying to headbutt my balls earlier. I had to tell it to stop.
Sorry, I completely derailed
Yeah,
your
I don't-
story there.
But
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I when I worked at Walmart, I was in the electronics department. We had a Sony rep that came in. That's why I thought you were talking about the same person.
wait, what was their name?
I don't remember her name. She
Oh.
wore she,
Oh,
had,
her
she had
name.
glasses.
Oh, it might have been her. Yeah,
Did she have glasses?
I think so. Yeah,
Brunette.
yeah,
Maybe it was
a
her.
bit
'cause-
older.
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah, I think she was like in her 50s.
Yeah, she
so.
did all like merchandising and stuff for my
It would
my
make
store.
it would make sense if she
Yeah.
Yeah,
probably
she,
the closest one because there was only I think she said there were in the U.S. there was only like 12 to 18 of her position in the United States.
Yeah.
So she probably covered most of Ohio.
probably,
probably
it may
parts
have
of
been her 'cause
Pennsylvania.
she would talk about stuff like that all the time, and she gave me free stuff.
Oh,
which
really?
was always nice. Yeah.
She didn't give me anything. We said we were gonna buy stuff from her, and
Yeah.
she's like, "Oh yeah, maybe one day."
We had this this really big Dead Space 3 banner that was Isaac Clarke floating in space, and she let me have that when they were taking it down. So
You
now
still
at my
have
house
it?
I have this like
This
this
giant
10
ass
or
banner.
10 or 12 foot long fucking banner that I can't
You
put
can't
up
put
anywhere.
up.
I'm gonna take it from your house and sell it on eBay. You won't know it's me.
Yes.
That's great.
But
Okay.
who wants to go next?
De Janeiro. I vote De Janeiro. I want to hear what
Janeiro.
De Janeiro has. to
All
say.
right.
hear that
I
beautiful
let me
voice.
pull out my phone.
Wow.
We'll cut this part out to
What do
make
you
it
mean,
seem
wow,
like it's
Brian?
off.
You have a list on your phone.
No, I'm gonna cut it in like repeatedly.
You're gonna-
It's just gonna be an endless gif of
Okay,
Alex
so
pulling up his
basically,
phone.
I know we talked about games, but I'm going to talk about DLC
Okay.
for the first
I
few
mean, that
ones.
is.
But basically, as you know, there was a game called Cyberpunk 2077,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and
Heard of it?
they released a DLC called Phantom Pain. Or was it Phantom
Metal
Pain?
Gear.
I think that's that's
Does it
Metal
have Big
Gear.
Boss in it?
No. Okay. Or no, Phantom Liberty. That was it.
Oh.
Because there was a phantom threat to America.
Is that like the Sons of Liberty?
the NUS?
God damn it.
Are you sure it
It's
wasn't the
it.
Phantom
We're
Menace?
talking about Metal Gear
The
now.
Phantom Menace. But basically, they released that DLC, but they had already they had originally planned the 3 DLCs planned to release, but since they had a rocky start, they had to fix the game, and they just rather work on one large DLC than work on 3 separate ones. They just went all out on the first one, and then now they're moving on to the next game. Because originally they were going to have Cyberpunk be multiplayer, but they shut that down quick.
Oh, that would have been a mess.
That would have been
Yeah,
difficult
'cause,
to do.
I mean, this was right after Cyberpunk release. So all the executives who rushed it out the door, I'm sure were like, yeah, we need to play it safe.
I mean, do
Just-
you almost blame them? I mean, I know like you want a great piece of art to come out, great game, but like at the same time, they have their money flowing, and it's like, hey, you know, guys, almost done yet? Like, we're only 20% done. It's like, you've been developing it for 12 years.
Yeah. I mean, you
Well-
don't want another Concord situation full of yes men
Yeah.
where somehow they scammed Sony out of $400 million to make a game and
Mhm.
release it for 2 weeks. And
Maybe
then-
it was a
yeah.
bet.
Or you don't want
It was a
a
heist.
Duke Nukem Forever
Yeah.
situation where it's in development hell for 10 years and they release it and it's absolutely garbage.
Well, that's what the Hollow Knight DLC is going through right now.
Mm.
I forgot what is it. Silk Song.
Yeah. Every Nintendo Direct are like, oh, yeah, it's just going to be Silk Song news. And then it never is.
It's because for the last 5 years, people was like, "Oh, I can't wait for Silk Song to come out," but it's like a developmental hell is going
Yeah.
on. So
My first pick is for the Sonic Adventure 1 and 2 remakes. This was more of like a silent cancellation. Like, not a lot of people really knew about this. There was big rumors about them remaking Sonic Adventure 1 and 2, like an insider leaker kind of confirmed that they were being made. And then Sonic Boom happened, and Sega was like, "Oh yeah, we have to cut the budget of Sonic Team, and also they had to do a bunch of restructuring in Sega." And that's just really sad, because it's Sonic Adventure 1 desperately needs a remake.
The one thing that would make them money
Yeah.
is the game. Two of the games people want the most are like,
Yeah.
oh, man, this wouldn't be a cash cow at all. No, let's not
No.
release it.
I think a lot of people, because even with Sonic 06, people were like, "Oh yeah, no." I mean, it didn't really kill the franchise. I mean, critically, it did for a bit. It definitely garnered a reputation, but it did well enough financially. Sonic Boom flopped really badly. I mean,
yeah,
the
you
TV
mean-
show was fine, but again, it's
we don't need to talk about the game.
no, the game is
We
really
may play it down
bad.
the line.
Yeah, as a Costco has a Sonic Boom gets a.
Yeah, Sonic Boom
Yeah.
doesn't get a
That's
boom.
a boom.
No, that's not a boom.
It's a
no,
Sonic Boom.
Sonic Boom gets a Doom.
Okay, that's how they do
It's
it.
a
Yeah.
Sonic Boom. Which
I
is
know
just
very
the
little
They
equivalent-
about
probably
them.
sold that game at Costco. They didn't sell many copies.
Does it come with a double chocolate cookie?
No, don't be stupid. Why would it come with
No, don't be stupid.
Yeah. Well, it's just man, that just really ruffles my feathers. What are you guys looking at?
Well, I mean, there technically was
What are you
re-releases
talking
of
about?
Here.
Yeah, there were some
Like-
PC ports, but even then,
XBLA.
yeah, but they weren't great re-releases.
They were cash cows. They were the chip.
They put Sonic Adventure.
quick cheap hooker of video games.
What the fuck?
Okay.
They're just quick fun time. They just released it.
They put Sonic
Maybe that's
Adventure.
not a good analogy.
No, it isn't. They put Sonic Adventure 2 in widescreen, but really that's about it.
Yeah, you can see more details.
Yeah, you could tell the game wasn't made to be in widescreen.
No.
Sean's got a
Yeah,
poop.
okay.
Hold on.
All right.
We have an emergency.
Are we back?
I haven't stopped.
Are you fucking kidding?
We didn't go. We've just been.
I was saying
hanging
some
around.
vulgar shit about my balls dripping.
Yeah, he said
Oh.
some pretty bad stuff.
I apologize. You guys are seeing me at my lowest.
I was,
Oh.
oh, please.
At your
Oh, my
lowest.
God. You should.
Eh.
I have certified turtle anus. You don't
I'm
know
embarrassed
nothing.
about it, okay? I'm embarrassed.
No.
Oh, I'll talk about my bowel movements like it's my day job if you want me to.
Okay, go ahead, Brian.
I don't have anything else. my thing is over.
Okay.
You finished
so-
right when he got up.
Yeah.
Okay.
On to the
Are you sure?
weirdo. Me. Okay, so So for mine, Brian, you're probably gonna be able to predict some of these. My first pick, Super Mario 64 2.
Oh, good
Now
choice. Good choice.
Yeah, this is one of those where they announced it. I mean, it's arguably one of the best games on the 64 and one of the greatest impacts.
Well, the first 64?
Yeah.
Oh.
What do you mean the first 64?
Well, I'm talking about the first
The
Mario
console.
64.
Yeah, Mario 64, the first one was.
One of the best games
It's it's in the top 10,
of games ever made.
and it's on the 64.
Oh, yeah.
No, I don't think I'd put that in my top 10. I mean, it's. No, that was one of those games where they didn't have a trailer for it, and I think the developer notes that got pushed back because of Ocarina of Time.
Yeah, that sounds about
And
right.
They pushed back Ocarina of Time because they want to make it better and not be shown up by Banjo Kazooie. I think those were releasing around the same time. 'Cause
Right.
They can't have Rare having a better game than they do.
Is Banjo Kazooie better?
I mean, they're two different types of games. I would say Ocarina of Time is probably better.
Okay.
But I mean,
Well, I mean, this was before Nintendo started copyrighting everything.
Mm.
So
As opposed to when they weren't copyright. What are you talking about? What does that have to do with
was that
anything?
just a sentence you put out there?
No,
that
it's-
just,
Wait, no, hold on, wait.
Hold on.
Let's explore that.
Editor, I want you to play that in slow mo, like this is like a sports event.
Wait,
Like,
because
let's replay
why did
that.
you say that?
because they were competing for Banjo Kazooie, but since like that's why a lot of
They weren't-
platformers and like
What are you
They
talking
weren't
about?
No, they were like.
Why did you say
they
that
were like
name?
second party to them? They were
oh,
pretty much developed
Okay.
exclusive for Nintendo.
I just bring it up because Nintendo
think-
has a bunch of copyrights. That's
Hold
why
on,
no one
wait.
can pick, like, a
Before we
Pokemon
continue,
game.
Alex, can you take off your headset and your hat?
Why?
You can just do it for a second.
My microphone's gonna fall.
All right, that's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, now post Brian, zoom in on his forehead and put the word dumbass right
No.
there.
Or dunce.
Thank
Put a
you.
dunce cap
What a
on.
dunce cap on.
Idiot,
Oh,
I
yeah.
got
You
you.
gotta have the dun 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 dun.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, back to Mario 64 too. I mean, I would have loved to have seen the biggest aspect was going to be multiplayer.
Yeah,
having
with
Mario and
Luigi.
See it.
at the same time, because even like as a kid, you know, like school ground, like rumors. I believe the rumors as a kid, like, oh yeah, you can unlock Luigi.
The
and
whole L is real
to-
shit.
Not specifically that. I just remember looking up like, how do I get Luigi? They're like, oh, you got to beat all 4 files, 120 stars, this and that. I'm like, I was too lazy as a kid to even try it. I'm like,
You ever just try
like-
copying your file?
fuck it, I'll just play Super Smash Bros. I could play Luigi on there
Mm-hmm.
or Luigi's Mansion, which I might play someday. On
Nah,
the channel.
that's not on the list.
What? Oh yeah,
Nope.
not Luigi's Mansion. No. But yeah, it's sad. Never came out. I know Miyamoto said he had a monitor on his desk that just had Mario 64 2 playing, and they're just Mario and Luigi running around. That's about all we know about it.
Oh, okay.
And
Oh, so
some,
it was gonna be like 2-player.
yeah, it was gonna be 2 players.
Okay.
He just
Um,
said that.
He was.
Can you take off your hat again?
you. God damn.
Can you edit in steam coming out of his ears?
yeah.
It's
It
a
would if he
that's
takes
so
off his
teapot
headphones.
kettle. He's getting a
Yeah.
little too hot.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, people have said like, oh, turn it into Mario Sunshine or maybe Mario Galaxy or I don't know. It probably would have been different. I can't imagine Mario Sunshine being on the 64.
No, that
So it probably would
would
have
have been broken.
Yeah, I can't imagine those mechanics being there. But yeah, that's an interesting one that we'll never see.
I would like to see like a recreation of it or something like that. Like
Well, there sort of is with Mario 64 DS, but
yeah.
the thing about that is there's no analog control.
Yeah, they need to make a console version of the DS version.
Yeah, and like technically there was the Wii U eShop, and I don't know if that added analog controls or not.
Well, you can play it with an analog stick, but it still treats it like it's a D-pad.
Yeah, same with the 3DS. It just doesn't feel the same.
No.
It's like 3D Land on there, or I don't know. But yeah, that's an interesting pick. All right, now Sean,
Yes.
what's your next game, please?
What's your next canceled game?
Jesus Christ.
Tell us.
Oh, whoa,
I am very
whoa. You
afraid
need to calm
even
down.
Come
open my
on.
mouth now.
That's a bit aggressive.
Peeking and twitching.
God damn.
Um, I do have one that I'm going to get
Goblin
to later
Book.
that I'm actually happy got canceled,
Jeez.
but
Wow.
I'm
Whoa,
going to say
man, those are people's jobs, man.
I
oh,
think,
the team got moved to something else. They're
Oh,
fine.
I think you. I think I know what your second one's gonna be, but I'm gonna keep it in the back of my.
No,
head.
go ahead and what?
What are you gonna say? Battlefront 3?
Fucking yes.
It happened
Yes.
again.
I was
They
gonna
did
say
it
Star Wars
again.
Battlefront 3, not the newer
Yeah.
3, not the newer not a sequel
Well,
to the
I
new one.
want a newer 3 to come out, but also I admit, like, yeah, Star Wars Battlefront 3 that would have
Yeah.
been on the 360 and
That
PS3.
was the stuff they
would've been
showed off for it is
fucking
amazing.
awesome.
The transition from space combat to ground combat is insane. They actually
Yeah.
have a working version of it.
Yeah.
I think it's on Steam.
It's on-
But
wait, what?
yeah, I'm pretty sure it's on
What?
Steam
Why would they release on
Why
Steam?
would they release it?
because
though?
somebody got game files for it, and
Somebody
Oh,
leaked
no,
it
so
on
someone
Steam.
got it
Leak-
working.
It wasn't
You mean
officially
leaked
released
it
by EA.
online?
yeah,
Okay, that.
Oh,
thought
so
you
they
meant
just
like an
added the
official
application
Steam
just
release.
to
yeah,
Steam.
it's not
Like
an
the
official
workshop?
release at all because that's why it's canceled.
So no, Town. They just added the launcher to Steam, so they could
Yeah.
just run it right from there.
I'll show you guys after.
Sean, I knew what you were
Okay,
talking about.
No, you didn't.
I did.
No, you didn't.
I'm on your side here. All right, okay.
Oh,
Why don't you go
There-
poop
there
again? No, I'm kidding.
Anyway,
Yeah, his favorite Star Wars character, Glup Shitto.
Yeah.
dude, my hero.
I'm going home.
Yeah, to
No,
go shit in
it's
your
it's a
toilet.
really good. It's a really good game. It was a really good looking game.
What would your Star Wars name
Yeah.
be?
Anyway,
Sean Shitto?
fucking stop. You're not talking about this right now. But you know,
Dark Flush.
Leave him alone.
Oh,
Oh,
no,
no.
Pick up your mic.
No,
come on.
no.
Sean, no, wait. Do you have to go again?
Oh, leave the man alone.
He's already dead.
No, he's bugging out. No,
he's our back in the mic.
Oh.
That's-
no, I liked it. It looked good. I'm sad it never came out.
yeah, I'm sad too. When I saw that as a kid, or even like years later, I'd watch a trailer again, and I'm like, that's sad. It didn't come out. But
Yeah.
that was also around the time Disney was took over LucasArts, right? Or was
Yeah.
that before that?
I think it may have been a little bit before, or it could be wrong. I don't know.
It could have been when they were running out of money.
Well,
'Cause
when
I
did
know-
Battlefront 2 come
Battlefront 2 came out like what 2005, 2006? Because I know
Yeah.
it ties into episode
2005.
episode 3. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this
they-
would have been maybe like 2007, 2008. So,
So it was
they
It
did.
was canceled way before the Disney thing. 'Cause
Yeah.
That happened in 2012, I think.
Yeah. Because Clone Wars launched in 2008
Yeah.
with their
Yeah.
movie and then TV show.
Yeah, it was
and
really
they-
stupid cancellation. If you think about it money wise, because that would have been a bestseller on the 360 and
Absolutely.
PS3, PC.
Absolutely.
I would have bought all 3 copies. I would have been happy as a clam.
Well, I think
as a
Disney.
stupid
Well,
little
Disney
kid.
didn't have like a games department yet, so they
Well,
didn't
this
know
isn't
what
Disney
to do.
yet. This is still LucasArts.
Yeah, but then they sold to Disney, so it's
This
like
this game just got canceled before that because they had other games that were working on instead.
no, okay.
They focused on because LucasArts did other games other than Star Wars stuff too.
Well, no, they did Monkey Island.
They were too
Yeah.
concerned with copyright.
I think
Am
they
I right,
didn't they also
Alex?
do the Mercenaries games, the 2 Mercenaries games.
Yeah, the same company made.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Was
yeah.
it
I don't.
Pandemic?
I know. Was it Pandemic?
I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong. Which those games
Pandemic.
are fun. The second one especially.
Let me look it up on Google. Let me
He's
look
pulling
it up
out
on
his phone. He's taking his
Development
cock
Star Wars
out.
Battlefront 2. Not Dice. Okay. Oh yeah, Pandemic
brother.
Studios. Okay, I
Okay.
remember the logo. I just didn't know if it was called
Yeah,
Pandemic.
When I was doing research,
That
I
title-
saw that pop up many times. I'm like, that's a terrible name to
Yeah, I was
call
about
a
to say.
studio in this day. And
Well,
that
you
and
know,
Corona beer.
2020.
oh, yeah, Corona beer. I'm
Yeah.
surprised they didn't go bankrupt.
I'm surprised
They
too.
made more money.
Probably, yeah.
Like I got a Corona.
Well, because they were like, oh,
And
it's
because
the
of-
cure for Corona.
Well, that and because Vin Diesel.
Oh,
You can have any beer you like, as long as it's a Corona.
Oh, is that his
we're
thing?
gonna
Virus.
bleep all those.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Why?
And Fast and Furious, because Corona
Not
means
paying
family.
us.
Oh well, they can pay us.
It doesn't.
No.
Corona, please subscribe.
You want the virus to subscribe to us?
Oh shit.
I mean, if the virus wants
A lot
to
of people
watch us-
died.
Well, that's bad. Yeah.
Not cool,
Jesus.
Brian. Anyway, DeGeneiro, what is your next one?
Oh, you're done? Okay.
Yeah, I'm done.
Well, this has been a topic for many years, and has caused so much controversy and panic and mystery among an entire community that eventually.
What, like a pandemic? What are you talking about?
What is happening?
I'm talking about the GTA 5 Mount Chiliad mystery,
Oh yeah.
where basically people were going insane over a mural on a wall that had 3 tiny pictures at the very bottom of like a guy with a jetpack, an egg, and something else. I forgot what it was. But basically, a Rockstar dev came out recently and basically put all the rumors to rest that like those are actually the 3 canceled DLCs that were originally going to come to GTA. But then they shifted most of their attention to online and then Red Dead 2. So
Yeah, because they're like more money equal more happiness for our studio, not making
Sell shark
story-based
cards.
content.
yeah, because I'm sure the thing about that, it's like it makes sense, but also it's like how are you gonna sell a Rockstar DLC? Like, is it gonna be like its own standalone game, like sort of like Undead Nightmare?
Yeah.
That was standalone. It's like Rockstar.
I mean,
is
they
not
did
known.
that with GTA 4. Like
That
the
is
Battle
true.
to Gay Tony and
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was the other one? The motorcycle gang.
I just in
Yeah.
this modern era, I don't see Rockstar like ever giving like ever selling a DLC if it isn't like shark cards or something.
you need to buy 1 million shark cards in order to get this DLC.
Well, yeah.
so
No,
bucks.
they just put like a big anti-cheat thing on there that does something to your computer. That if like you're found cheating in any way, it bans your computer, it bans your IP address.
Actually, your computer will explode. It will short circuit.
It
They
lets
know
a
how to
Trojan
do
horse
it.
virus to your computer.
so we're done playing GTA now.
Yeah, well,
I don't know. Maybe I think they fixed it so there's no more people that are invincible.
Okay.
But
I mean, because the thing is, like, we have nothing to fear. We don't cheat.
no,
It's just, it so happens that we play on PC.
it's
Well,
not
except
a-
you, Alex. You
it's
cheat
okay
on your wife.
if it's okay if another player wants to
God
give us
damn it.
$30 million. I'm fine with that,
Yeah.
and that's how I got $30 million. But in the game, it's okay.
Listen, we don't cheat, but if someone just randomly gives us a bunch of stuff, it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Because if I go tell Rockstar, you're not gonna reward me for telling you. You're just gonna take the money away.
Yeah,
you
like
gotta get a
when we
pat on
first
the head
started,
and a good
Like the
when I
economy-
first started playing, and everyone had $10 billion.
Yeah, like
and then
the
I lost my
problem is,
money.
it's like we would earn it because we would do like all the heists and stuff, and like we would earn it legitly. But the problem is, it's like the economy in GTA is so inflated. It's so terrible. You can't have
definitely
any fun in
I
it.
want to buy this Ford F-150 equivalent for $5 million, please,
Yeah,
or a police cruiser.
like
for
there's a
8.
police cruiser that they just added like 2 years ago, or even just a year. I can't remember.
It's like $8 million in
It's
game
$8
currency.
million for one
Yeah.
car.
I remember
And you
buying
have
the
to do missions to
DeLorean.
unlock it.
That was a lot of fun.
It's $10
Yeah,
million.
you can get a DeLorean. That's $10
That's
million.
$10 million in game,
It's
Yeah,
ridiculous.
but it flies, so that's pretty cool.
yeah. My friends used to make me do glitches with them because I didn't really like playing GTA. That much.
Cheater!
No, it was like I was
Wow.
an innocent
I bet he
bystander.
cheats on his
I was,
wife too.
He's one of those.
Brian, I
cheater?
think you know,
Yeah, I'm
I
a
think you need
cheater.
to go use the bathroom.
I was being used. I was being used. They're like, "Hey, drive back and forth to these different places with cars, and you'll make millions of dollars." And I'm like, "Okay, yeah, sure." But yeah, wasn't there a giant leak of the like Rockstar data, like when the GTA 6 leak happened? That's
Yeah.
how people knew about the
It was like the core code of the game or something.
Yeah.
that the source code of GTA
Source
5
code,
in
that's
general got released.
Yeah,
or
that's how a
leaked.
lot of like RP servers like really got into it and like breaking apart GTA to like get into character more.
I wonder how those are doing.
They're doing pretty good now because
Well,
they actually have like a bunch of them are literally working with
Oh, okay.
Rockstar to like because like it generates revenue.
Okay, I didn't
Like
know that.
it's actually like a stable thing. And it's not like they're hacking the game for profit. They're hacking the game to get more out of it. And like just giving more in depth.
Huh.
So we'll see what happens in 6. But yeah,
excited
that's
for
the
that.
canceled DLC basically. For
Yeah.
5.
Hmm.
That will never
And
come.
wasn't it like Trevor Michael and
I think in the
Franklin?
data leak town, in the data leak town was talking about they found the log lines for each of the DLC, which was like was Michael afraid of aliens?
I don't know.
I think he was abducted by aliens. So his was about the aliens. Trevor was about zombies, and Franklin
Franklin?
was about something else. I forgot what he was afraid of.
Yeah, GTA Zombies, that would have done so much money.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, I mean,
Yeah.
even in Red Dead 2, I'm sure people are still praying to whoever to try and get that released.
I mean, they could have
To
They could
whoever,
have done
yeah.
like a whole thing where they transformed the city to look like The Walking Dead, and then
Yeah.
they would have made a ton of money because it was popular. Walking Dead was popular then.
Yeah, like that's the
Yeah.
thing.
Oh,
It's like they did it for Undead Nightmare 1. Like people were
Mhm.
expecting the sequel, but or even like a prequel, but yeah, it never
Oh,
came.
they could have had John Marston.
Well, it could have been John Marston versus Zombie Arthur. Sorry, spoilers for a game that's almost 10
They
years
had been
old.
friends. They'd be fine.
No, yeah, they'd be friends. They'd
They'd
be
be like,
buddies.
"Who's the good boy?"
Good boy.
Redemption round. Is
Brian?
Sadie gonna come up here?
Are y'all?
No, don't come
He's
up
not
here.
even in frame.
Why not? Why not?
We got
What?
work. We got work to do.
Yeah, and she's gonna jump to the other one.
Yeah.
That's bullshit.
We're professionals.
This is
These guys.
fucked up.
You don't give her any room to jump up on.
I do. I got a lot of room.
No.
But Brian,
Yeah,
what-
you.
good cat. You
Yeah,
gotta
she
move
better
your
walk
ass.
over here.
But Brian, what's your
What's
your
pick?
Well,
next?
if I'm on the topic of Mega Man, there's a lot of cancels.
Oh, I
Rusty.
mean, just spin the wheel of canceled Mega Man games. and
Yeah,
what we're gonna talk about
yeah. But I want to talk about the most prominent one. I want to talk about Mega Man Legends 3.
On 3DS.
Yes, this was.
How did I know you were going to talk about that one?
That's the most famous one, I think.
Yeah,
That and Mega Man Universe, but we don't have enough info of what that game was gonna be.
that kind of sounded like it was going to be crappy.
It was supposed to be like a Mega Man level maker, but I don't think it would have been as good as the fan made Mega Man Maker.
Oh, was that
Yeah.
what Mario Maker turned into?
Yeah, well,
Like
yeah,
that helped inspire it?
not inspire, but I don't know.
Mario.
Fun fact though, I saw a video on YouTube that was about a level with Mega Man Maker. The name of the level was Brian Look Out. And it was basically just you spawn and then a car hits you.
What is this, Happy Wheels?
Yeah.
That's funny. That sounds like somebody modded Red Dead to make all the horses and
Oh yeah, Mustang.
oh,
And
no,
they
no.
changed the Mustang horse into Mustang.
No, they,
car.
they, made,
Actual
they made all
cars.
the horses and buggies and everything move at like a million times speed
Oh, yeah.
instantaneously.
Yes.
Oh, that's funny.
So the second you start moving, and like it's like the person's in like Blackwater or Saint Denis, and it's absolutely chaotic because everyone's just flying around.
Yeah,
Wait,
that's
in which
amazing.
game?
Red Dead 2.
Red Dead 2.
Actually, I saw a mod of someone who put a bunch of cars in there. They put the
Mhm.
Batmobile.
Oh yeah, they do all. It looks super fucking weird.
It's so funny. I think
Yeah.
Blurbs did that. BLURBS.
Mm.
Go look 'em up.
Mega
It's
Man.
awesome.
Yes, Mega Man Legends 3. It was going to be the long-awaited sequel to Legends 2, obviously.
Only
No
on
kidding.
3DS?
Oh.
Yes, it was going to be on 3DS. 2 came out in like 2000 for the PS1, and it was
Yeah.
an action adventure game, and it basically ended on the biggest cliffhanger of all time. Mega Man is stuck on the moon, and now what do we? he has no way to get out of there, and the world's going to end, so he's got to get back to Earth. And then they were going to make a third one, and the thing that really sucked about it was that, like, I think Capcom and Inafune, the producer, basically were like, okay, we're going to make a thing called the Dev Room, which is basically like a blog for people to like kind of vote on like designs for the characters, the new characters.
They did Nintendo Power, didn't they? A
No,
few times for boss designs.
yeah, it was for the classic games. They were like, okay, hey, submit some.
Their artists got really lazy. They're like, we don't really want to draw these.
Yeah.
Let's get the kids to do it for
Well,
free.
now you know why
Child labor.
Well, now you know why there's a clown man in Mega Man 8 because the kids,
Hey Brian,
they're fucked. What?
you should say the line.
What line?
What?
Clown
Oh.
eating cereal.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Put that in now.
Put it in.
Jesus. Mega Man Legends 3, yeah, they heavily relied on that like dev room, and they were like,
I
look,
skipped
if the
one.
dev room does not do good, we're not gonna like work on this game. And I watched a pretty good video by Matt McMuscles, the What Happened series, where he talks about it a little bit more in depth. But yeah, there was a lot of mismanagement with Capcom, and KJ Inafune was kind of on the rocks with them, so he was planning on leaving. So that's kind of why that ended up being shelved. And that kind of sucks for fans of Legends that they never got the true follow-up to 2.
They still could. You never know.
I think
just when you think games are canceled forever, they're like, you know what? there's enough people just like Brian that wants it to come back. And pay for it.
Here's the thing though. I mean, people like want a new like Mega Man game, but I think the fan base for Legends is
A bit smaller.
It's a lot smaller.
It'll probably go Mega Man X series.
Yeah.
And then sort of below. I mean, there's like the network games.
I think the Battle Network fans are probably like the third highest, and then Legends fans are like at the bottom.
Considering they actually had a re-release of the Battle Network games.
Yeah.
Yeah, Legends are at the bottom.
I think they're holding off on. Theoretically, if they were to make a Legends 3, they would release like a Legends Legacy Collection. There's only like 3 games in that series anyway.
Well, there's Mega Man Legends, and there's Mega Man 64, which is kind
well,
of the
60,
same thing.
64 is literally just the Nintendo 64 version of Legends, and then there's the Misadventures of Tron Bonne, which is like a spinoff.
That's actually really expensive on PlayStation. That's the only reason I know about that because it's like $200 goddamn dollars.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Yeah,
Yeah.
some Mega Man games get pretty pricey. I feel like what they're gonna do is, or what they should do, in my opinion, is they should do like a legacy collection for like some of the like like Legends and like some of the lesser known games, like Mega Man Battle and Chase and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
I don't think they're gonna work on Legends 3 ever again. Well, first of all, we're still waiting on another Mega Man game. The last like new game that was developed came out in like 2018, and everyone was like, "Yeah, this is a return to form for Mega Man." And 5 years later, we're back where we fucking started. We're back to this shit.
Yeah, now
Back to the drought.
Mega Man fans have to go back to Mighty Number 9 for fun.
No, they don't.
Yeah,
Listen,
they do.
They don't have
They're
to.
going back to the 3DS port that never came out.
they want them.
What?
Okay, we can continue.
They want them to enjoy what they have now. So that later, when they release another one, they're like, remember how good it was? This one isn't.
Hey, I remember.
Well, that's
I
what happened
remember
with that's what happened with Mega Man 11. Mighty Number 9 came out, and Capcom was like, we gotta show
We gotta-
Inafune.
It's not that hard. They just put a steaming pile of shit on a plate. They called it Mighty Number 9, and literally anything.
Bless.
As long as you put a steaming pile of shit and
Hashtag
sprinkles
blessed.
on it.
Hashtag blessed.
Hashtag
Okay, hold on.
blessed.
Hey.
Mighty Number 9.
Okay, start
Mighty
again
Number
because you
9.
got interrupted like a lot.
Okay.
Hey, bless you.
Yeah, the bar wasn't high for Mighty Number 9. But you want to know another Mega Man game? I think that I personally would rather see than Legends 3.
What's that?
The Maverick Hunter. That would have been like Metroid Prime.
I'm glad that never happened.
I wanted to see that. I'm curious.
You know,
I think they could have pulled it off.
Brian, you say that, right? You say, like, I'm glad they never made this game. But you do realize that fucking day one, you would have bought that shit.
No.
Well, he doesn't have
This is great.
It would have been made for like the Xbox 360 and PS3.
Oh, okay.
Like
Well,
you
he
know,
would've
Metal
bought one
Gear
day one,
Rising,
then.
how that was like a departure from Metal Gear. That's what Mega Man Maverick Hunters would have been. to Mega
It was
Man.
like Bomberman Zero, where they like remade it and it was like, oh, Bomberman is back and now he's cool and edgy and doesn't have that style. He's now like hardcore and bright colors are for pussies. That would have happened with
They
Mega
kinda
Man.
are.
Yeah.
That's why
I
I'm
can
wearing
just
a black
imagine
shirt.
Mega Man with like a poncho or whatever.
Yeah.
He's got a torn poncho. He's like, yeah.
Oh, that
I'm
made
a
me
rugged old man now.
that made me think of Mega Man Online. That was like a 5th game that was canceled. There were like 5 fucking games that were made that
And
were
that's just the one we know about.
yeah.
There were probably so many
That's
internal
probably, yeah.
games that like got cut before there was even anything spoken about it. Like if you look at like the Nintendo Giga Leaks, like I don't know if you heard about those where like there was pre-release data or builds of games that were released and certain assets. There were some games that they were working on that just never were mentioned at all.
Yeah.
And that's the only reason we'd ever know about, like Super Donkey, which was like the Yoshi's Island type game.
Oh, for Donkey Kong.
No, not for Donkey Kong. It was like,
Just a donkey.
it's called Super Donkey.
Just a
I don't even know how to describe it. It used like Yoshi's Island assets.
Hmm.
But it has like a Mario type character that like flies. He's not a donkey. It's just called Super
man.
Donkey.
Sounds like he's a donkey.
You know the new
I
Nintendo
can't do it
character,
justice.
Super Donkey.
America or people that aren't in America, look it up on YouTube. Super Donkey, Super Nintendo. I don't know how to describe it. It uses like Yoshi's Island assets.
You gotta use
before
your
it was
ass
probably-
attack as a donkey.
Yeah, you're not a Donkey Kong or a ass donkey, but
ass
yeah.
donkey.
yeah, the ass donkey. But I don't know, Maverick Hunters. I feel like that would have been interesting to see. I'm curious because I'm like, if it's like, I think they could have pulled it off, but maybe there's a reason why they canceled all those games. Maybe they all would have sucked ass.
Well, I think a majority or like a major reason was because Inafune left the company, and I think Capcom at that point weren't really focused on Mega Man. They're even now like Resident Evil is like their main thing. So
yeah,
that's why in 2018 they were like, oh yeah, we got Mega Man 11, and now all we're focusing on are the Resident Evil games. So that's just how it is.
in a way, I'm not. It's not that I'm glad, but I'm just glad that I like Resident Evil.
No, yeah, I mean, yeah, good for
They're
Resident
focusing-
Evil fans, but like, man,
Yeah,
we're back to the drought for Mega Man.
I mean,
but
everyone I
whatever.
know
Yeah,
loves
sorry.
Resident Evil, like Tessa and
That's
no,
it.
no one else.
Me.
Sean.
What?
Hey, what's up, buddy?
I'm not just chilling out.
Yeah.
You feeling better?
No.
You doing good, buddy?
Nope.
Oh.
Actually, I
I'm
mean, the
gonna
Maverick
die.
Hunters, that wasn't even on my list. I just forgot about that one. But
Yeah.
the next one that was on my list, it's another Mario game, Mario 128.
Well, that ended up
What is-
being like a demo for Pikmin. I feel.
Yeah, I know, but like, well, the timeline on that is so fucking weird because I feel like Miyamoto was lying, in a way. I mean, it looks obvious,
Mhm.
but I do feel like that was supposed to be a game because Pikmin was released in 2001. That was a tech demo that was in like 2000
Right.
or so, and he kept saying even after Pikmin 1 came out, like 2003, 2004, up to like I think like 2007 or 8, kept saying like, oh yeah, Mario 128's coming out. Yeah, it's still coming out. And then eventually he's like, I've been lying this whole time. That was actually just a
You've been deceived.
demo for Pikmin. It's like, what are you talking about? Why wouldn't you? That game released in 2001. What is wrong with you, Shigeru Miyamoto? What is you liar? No, I feel like it actually was supposed to be a game. They said like assets of that went to Pikmin, Galaxy. I think they even said Twilight Princess for some reason. Like some of the technology they used on it.
I think the main technology was just like seeing how much they could have put on the screen at like one time. So yeah, I can kind of see what he was getting at.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like with that game we don't know too much about it. But I mean, you know, it could have been something. I mean, the premise of like a shitload of Marios, I guess, would have been cool.
Yeah, but then the only thing you get close to that is like the Mario and Donkey Kong mini march
Yeah.
on DS. You just have a bunch of toy, little Marios running around. There actually was a reference to Mario 128 in Super Smash Bros. Melee in the events.
Oh.
Yeah, we had to defeat like 128 Marios.
Right. Yeah.
Which leads me to believe I feel like it was a real game. Like that's not my best evidence, but like I really want it to happen because I feel like that'd be funny. 128 Marios just running around being little rascals.
Well, what about the double cherry in 3D World?
I mean, that was made from just a technical error.
Mm-hmm.
They said, which I mean, I'd believe it. They're like, oh, we actually made another Mario, and Shigeru Miyamoto's like, wait,
Make a power up out of
hold
it.
on,
Is that actually true?
genius? Yeah, well, I don't know. Shigeru Miyamoto probably wasn't there, but
No.
they did it by accident. They just mirrored a Mario.
And they're like,
back
let's
in
make it a
the-
power up.
Yeah, like, oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, yeah, that's neat.
Yeah, they figured out a bunch of different ways they can utilize it. But yeah, we'll never see Mario 128, and maybe that's for the best.
Maybe one day.
Maybe that's why I love Pikmin so much. I was playing Pikmin the other day. I'll play Pikmin tomorrow. I might play it today.
Okay.
Brian, when you said maybe one day, all I thought about was SpongeBob, where he pulls the conch, says maybe someday.
Oh yeah, the magic conch.
That's with a lot of these canceled games.
Magic Conch.
Yeah,
But-
maybe.
Will there be another Mega Man game?
No. No.
Do you have another one, Sean?
Yeah, I do.
Is it another Star Wars game?
No, it is not. It is Rainbow Six Patriots,
Oh, that was yeah.
which eventually morphed into Rainbow Six Siege. But Rainbow Six Patriots
Was that like on a different system? Like,
No, I don't think so.
No.
It was on
It
the
was gonna be a sequel to Siege, and
well, no,
Oh,
it
or
was
no,
not.
it was-
it was
it was-
what
that was a
Siege
pro-
was
yeah,
before it was
okay.
Siege.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Rainbow Six Patriots was a sequel to Rainbow Six Vegas 2, because that was the one that
Yes.
came
Yeah.
out and was super popular. I played a shit ton of hours in that game with my friends.
yeah, I used to like playing that game. I played it with Greg a few times.
Vegas
we just,
2.
Yeah, we had fun just with the
Mhm.
weird mechanics of it.
It was unique for sure.
Yeah, we put the
know,
game on the hardest setting because it was just fun. Just watching
Yeah.
us get obliterated, just trying to crawl around.
We did that where we would play multiplayer and we would play against bots or other people. We always played Villa, which was like the best map because you get on the roof and there's only one way in, one way out. Anyway, Rainbow Six Patriots was a sequel to that, and it was meant to be like darker and grittier and more realistic with like counterterrorism stuff. Like I remember the trailer being
Counterterrorism, as in like shoot the terrorists.
kind of because no,
I mean, wouldn't you already be shooting the terrorists?
No, not necessarily. Sometimes you take them alive, but that's a whole
Oh.
big thing. But in the trailer, I remember it being like, okay, so they're going to save this person's life who's got the bomb strapped to him. No, they throw them over the fucking bridge because they can't defuse the bomb in time.
We have
and
a
the person
human.
explodes.
We have a human grenade.
Listen,
pretty much.
Yeah.
this bridge costs us $10 million. We can't lose the bridge.
And I think the trailer was in New York.
Oh God!
So there was some I don't know.
Wait, the trailer was shown in New York.
No, like the
Or-
trailer. I think they were on like the Brooklyn Bridge.
Oh, they were on the Brooklyn Bridge,
Oh,
and the
okay.
guy had a bomb on his chest.
Yeah, I'm
When,
pretty sure.
when was this canceled?
It was a year or two before Siege came out. I don't exactly remember when.
so
the
they
Siege came out.
repurposed a lot of the models,
They did.
maps, and
They,
whatnot.
Yeah, but what
they,
year
they
was that?
scrapped, They scrapped
Probably
most
like-
of it and repurposed some stuff for Rainbow Six Siege.
I'd probably say what, like 2015. Is that,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
that was around the time.
Watch it. Google's our friend. Google's our friend.
Google
When did
Future,
Rainbow Six
man.
Siege come out? Google.
Research.
2015. Okay, so probably a few years before that.
Yeah,
So probably around 2012.
because it
when
was
they-
it was
yeah.
an E3 announcement trailer. I remember seeing that.
But then again, it's Ubisoft, so
yeah, they have some problems.
Yeah, they have some. Why'd your voice
Some.
get, like you're
Because my
almost
voice is not great right now. It's still not fully recovered from being sick.
Like, I don't know though. I think those you're trying to add some emphasis. I don't know.
No, don't do that.
Maybe. I don't know.
Don't do that.
Oh, Ubisoft.
But no, I I was looking forward to the game. I thought it'd be cool because I was a big fan of the Rainbow Six franchise and like all the Tom Clancy games. But it got canceled and it sucked. And then Rainbow Six Siege came out, and I've never played that.
I gave you a copy.
I know I haven't played it yet.
Yeah, you didn't play any of the games I gave you.
That's not
Well,
true. Lego Indiana Jones.
Well,
Of the Xbox One games I gave you.
I guess that's true.
Yeah, that was a birthday gift.
I know.
So I remember you opened it. You're like, "Oh my God, used video games." You had
I didn't
leftover in
say
your
that.
collection,
oh my
yeah.
God, I'm never gonna play these.
One of them I had another copy of. I think
What was that?
I don't remember.
Oh, you don't remember?
No, not 100%.
Well, I do kind of remember. I gave you like Doom, Lego Star Wars, The Force Awakens, Rainbow Six Siege.
Yeah.
Oh my.
It was Doom. I had another
Was it
copy of
Doom?
Doom
Yeah.
that I found because I completely forgot that I bought it.
Yeah.
But I did play your copy.
Brian, you want a copy of Doom?
Uh,
That you
Well, you have it
play?
on Switch,
for which
don't you?
system?
Xbox One.
I had a copy for Switch. I sold it.
Oh, you
Yeah,
sold it.
You were trying to sell it to us, and we were like, "Yeah, we
Fuck
don't,
no.
we don't want the, 216p."
Hold on a second, though.
version.
Let's
That's
go
too-
back
hey,
to
that's
that. Are
too
you
high.
trying to hawk the birthday gift you gave me?
That wasn't a birthday gift.
It
The
wasn't.
Doom thing? No, I literally
You
just put
just
in the
fucking
chat in
said
our
it.
group chat like, "Hey guys, I'm about to get rid of these Xbox One games.
No,
I know the exchange isn't going to give me anything for
the
it."
Lego Indiana Jones game. That was a birthday gift, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
love
I
that
remember-
one.
Sean, when
Yeah.
you said you're
Don't.
Wait, hold on.
Don't.
No, you know what I was trying to say.
I know what
right?
you're trying to get at.
I was.
You're not
he
allowed
said
to say
earlier,
it.
He was like,
Fucking
he
A.
was like, you're trying to hawk some of these games.
Oh.
My brain is so fucked.
Damn it.
Yeah, I'm surprised you didn't pick up on that.
Yeah. No. Well, Alex and I were looking at each other for a second there, like, oh
Yeah, I was-
God.
I
I
hope
was
you can
getting-
find that exact moment.
I
so I
hate
can
that
zoom
so
in.
much. No.
I was getting too into the conversation. I didn't even mention the Hawk Tua.
Hey, come on.
We're gonna get
Hey,
sued.
I hate
Haley Welch,
that
if you're
so much.
watching,
Retire.
I'd like to give you a handshake.
Okay. I thought
Okay.
that was going someplace else.
Yeah, okay, are we good? Moving forward.
Cancel. Yeah, we're
Yeah,
good.
just like the games we're talking about, we are canceled.
Wow.
Okay.
All right. Anyway,
Wait, I have more. No, I don't. I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
I'm gonna go use the bathroom now.
Jesus.
Think about what you've done.
Too soon.
No, okay. All right. Anyway, I actually skipped this. This was gonna be my number 2, but basically, Spider-Man 2 DLC.
Oh,
Because
Oh,
it's
yeah.
made by Insomniac, and recently and sadly they had a massive hack
yeah.
of all their servers, and everything came out, and even their up and coming Wolverine game, which had a demo.
Is that
in
canceled?
No,
Oh,
it's still
okay.
being worked on, but like,
Probably just gonna be delayed.
yeah, it's gonna be
Yeah.
delayed. So
Oh yeah, the demo leaked online, didn't it?
yeah, it leaked online. People were showing it, and it's been being taken down. And it's like like
Yeah.
it's a working demo. It's like it looked like it took place in a lumberyard, but I didn't look at it too deeply because I didn't care.
Yeah, and it's kind of sad that like stuff like it gets released because then there are people who like have no concept of understanding about like video game development. Same thing with
Yep.
GTA 6. Like they'll look at it and be like, "Wow, that looks like fucking garbage." It's like, yeah, it's a pre-release build. They're not
Yeah.
done with it
Yeah.
yet.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're not even looking at a beta version of it.
Yeah, that's like someone looking at like
Yeah.
your tests in school.
That's
Like in the first 5 minutes you're doing it, like, "Well, you don't have all the answers yet. You're fucking stupid."
Yeah, and then so yeah, a bunch of their files got leaked, and I think that's when the company and Sony realized it's like, I don't think it's worth it to continue doing DLCs, because they had planned in the first game they did 3 DLCs, the usual 3 DLCs, and then move forward. In this game, they are just straight moving forward. I think they're converting all the DLCs into just putting it into 3 into Spider-Man 3, whenever that comes out. I mean, even in those files, they showed an unreleased like Spider-Verse game where it was going to be 4
really?
players,
Oh,
and they were
Oh.
like traveling. You didn't see the trailer?
No.
Oh yeah,
Actually, that I did not.
I think
Wait,
Sony
like in the style of the Spider-Verse movies.
no, just like in the style of like the Spider-Man games.
Oh, yeah. You know, I think I did
Sony.
read an article
I don't
about
know if
that.
they officially released it or it was from a hack from the hack, but like the trailer leaked online. Either it was the trailer or like a promo to like inspired like to try and convince the executives to move forward. Fuck. Also, I think it's sort of just like a middle finger to the hackers and sort of the gamers, because like if you don't respect our company,
Yeah.
you're not gonna get DLC.
yeah.
So congratulations, Spider-Man 2.
Yeah.
Here's your free additional like 5 skins. You're not getting any more.
it
The story's
sucks
over.
that the hackers had to ruin it for everybody.
Yeah.
Like, hackers ruin everything. I mean, you have good hackers and you have bad ones, but unfortunately, most of them are bad.
Most of them are very
Which
bad.
is
Well,
why
what's the point
GTA
in
did what
leaking
it did.
something? Just like wait.
Most
Yeah,
people
can't-
don't have patience.
they're like a little kid on Christmas. Like they want to open up all their presents on Christmas Eve.
Yeah, but you're ruining it for
Ruin it.
everybody.
Yeah,
If
they
you're
don't
gonna if
care.
you're gonna hack something, like do it in your own time. Why do you gotta
They
leak
don't
everything?
care. They get some
They
sort of
don't
joy
care.
out of it.
That's why, like in Rockstar, they're so used to it, but like they know exactly how to get to the person and sue them. Like the person who leaked the GTA 6 trailer has pled to insanity because they are on his ass. Like he would
Wow.
never walk outside of his house again. So like yeah,
I hope it was worth it, man.
yeah, I hope it was worth it for that one guy. Because congratulations, you're going to be in a mental ward
They
for the
could
rest
just
of your
send the
life.
Pinkertons after him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's weird. Some game companies are more secretive than others. Like Nintendo, I know for when they were making Luigi's Mansion 2, for the first few months of development, they just had a singular room for all developers, and they locked them inside while they were making the game, so no one like can peek into the room, no windows. And they did the same thing for Luigi's Mansion 3, and it's just a weird like, I don't know. And then
No
counter
screen.
that, there's who made the Tomb Raider reboots? Was that Square?
I think it's Square
Yeah,
Enix.
Crystal
Yeah.
Crystal
Yeah, I think it was
Dynamics.
Square.
Yeah, there was someone that was making a presentation for that on the train, and someone just looked over their shoulder and they took pictures.
Oh my god.
So like some companies take it so seriously than Nintendo, and then there's that. I wouldn't call. Okay, he might be an idiot, but
No.
like, yeah, just
Yeah, that's all it takes.
It was Crystal Dynamics.
Crystal
Okay.
Dynamics.
Oh, I thought
Yeah.
it was Square Enix.
And there was another.
Sorry, Square.
There was another situation. I don't remember what game it was. It might have been Chivalry or some other company, but there was someone that just
Published by Square Enix. Sorry.
there was someone that
Okay, sorry.
walked
no,
into
not
a
Square.
game. There was someone that walked into a game company
Oh,
and acted like an employee,
yep.
and I think he started leaking stuff, and that was a wake up call for them. Like, oh yeah, we should probably up our security and probably give everyone badges, because I don't think they were a big company; they were an indie company.
Yeah.
They should have had Mike Ehrmantraut be their security consultant.
Yeah, this,
Here's what's gonna happen.
Here's what's gonna
you have blind
Yeah.
spots all over here. They just
spots all over your game company.
Your
I can see
pride-
Laura Croft right
Yeah.
there.
Your
You can see
pride
Lo-
and your
He's
ego.
making a presentation, a slide pro presentation with the new Laura Croft on the front of it. I don't
Yeah.
understand.
I like how we all give him like a Brooklyn accent. He's so not.
He's from Philadelphia.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's
He
so
has
not
no
from
accent.
Brooklyn.
He should have none.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Brian, what's your
Oh, was it my turn, or did we skip Alex?
No,
You-
that's sort
you
of.
just
I,
want-
I
Oh,
talked
okay.
about hackers.
Oh, okay, you're
It
right.
sort
You're
of
right.
descended to that. But yeah, that was basically.
I'm losing my mind, man. I just
One more round.
yeah, why not? Now I'm aware that it fully evolved into Mother 3, but I was very curious as to what Earthbound 64 would have been.
Yeah, I was gonna put that on my list, but I knew you were gonna put it on there. That I
Yeah.
didn't even bother.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it looked interesting. You know, I mean, I'm curious to see if the actual plot of the final game would have been what it is.
Yeah.
But
There's a lot of love for it. There are people who made like fan recreations
mhm.
of just stuff that was in like the 2-minute trailer.
Yeah.
And they just let their imagination try to fill in the rest. And I
Mhm.
guess what was in, GBA's Mother 3 and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Now, I mean, I think it still had like Flint and like Lucas and Klaus, but I think they looked drastically different.
Oh yeah, I mean that's a given.
Yeah.
3D models, the GBA sprites, yeah, they're gonna look different.
Mm-hmm. I think the reason it was ultimately canceled was because they just weren't making progress. Was it like supposed to have like the disk drive?
I mean you can probably find probably not any of like the launch titles like Mario 64, although there were some plans to make a disc version.
Yeah.
But yeah, most games on there had a disc version at some point, like Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, Paper Mario,
Yeah.
a lot of these different games. Third-party developers that were given promises to have space similar to.
Yeah. I completely forgot to mention Aura Zelda, which was going to be the I guess I'm kind of put this in the same position as my Earthbound one, but Sean and Alex are so interested right now. They're both on their phones.
Yeah,
But that's okay.
I wish I could help.
That's
I wish
okay.
I could talk, but
That's
I
okay.
don't know.
Well,
Nintendo.
Alex, I'll tell you everything about Ura Zelda, which was going to be an expansion for Ocarina of Time for the N64. Come on!
Which
I'm
turned
talking
in-
directly to
I'm
you.
not digesting
Which eventually
any,
turned into
I'm not
Majora's
digesting
Mask.
any new information. at
Yeah,
the moment.
Ura Zelda was originally going to be it was going to be like an expansion for Ocarina of Time, but the producer was like, I already like the dungeons in Ocarina of Time. I don't want to make new ones for it. And Miyamoto was like, okay, make an entirely new game from scratch, and you have a year to do it. And if you don't do it, then we'll make Ura Zelda. And that ended up being Majora's Mask.
All right.
yeah, they did it on a dare. Like I bet you.
Yeah, they made that game on a
you
dare,
can't
which is
make it
funny
in
to
a
me.
year, and then a year
I
comes
wouldn't
by.
say a dare. I think he made it as a threat.
Yeah.
It's like, if you don't do your fucking job, I'm going to do it for you.
Aonuma saw the cover for Majora's Mask, and he says, I don't see games, I see threats.
Yeah, and that's another one that's beloved. People have tried to make like Ura Zelda like fan projects.
Yeah, I do see that sometimes. There was like a fan recreation of it. I love seeing those fan recreations of like old N64 games that were never like remade, or they were never made or anything like that.
There is one I would sort of want to see, which has it sort of goes off your Earthbound 64, the GameCube Earthbound game that was pitched but never made.
There was a Earthbound game for the GameCube?
Yeah,
Oh.
remember it only had a few screenshots that were leaked like a year or two ago, but they look like felt.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I wish someone
Yeah.
would make a fan game that looks like that because I can dig that art style.
I like the art style of it.
But there was so much to just not go off of that I can understand why
Mm-hmm.
no one would really care, because Earthbound 64 at least had a trailer, and
Right.
and the GBA Mother 3 to go off of. But on my list,
Wow.
Oh.
What do you got?
let's see. I have a few more left. There's actually one that I saw on there that I was imagining what it would be like. I don't know, because there was no footage or screenshots ever released. Ghosts and Goblins 64.
Oh, they were making an N64 version of that?
Yeah, and the only reason that's interesting to me is because you know how hard the original Ghosts and Goblins is, or Ghouls and Ghosts. Imagine that game on that poor, shitty analog stick for the N64. How Mario Party obliterated those.
Yeah.
Imagine Ghost and Goblins 64. You would have had N64 controllers flying around the room. Just people are just angry.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, if Super Ghouls and Ghosts was anything to go by, they would have probably messed with the difficulty. Because I know Super Ghouls and Ghosts is a lot easier than Ghosts and Goblins.
Yeah.
Because the NES Ghosts and Goblins is like one of the hardest games ever. Like, if you guys are like, oh man, what's the new game? Elden Ring. Oh man, Elden Ring is so hard.
Oh, well, all you have to do is look up the tutorial on how to cheese the game, and you can beat it.
What, Elden Ring?
Yeah, all you gotta do is look up a
Yeah.
rune, unlimited runes
Yeah.
glitch or whatever someone might do if you don't want to play the game fairly.
Yeah, but if
or
people
Ghosts
are
and
like,
Goblins,
yeah.
there's no
Game.
cheats, there's no tricks. You just gotta fucking beat the game with your balls in your hand and controller in the other.
Balls to the wall.
Yeah, you kids in your Elden... Oh, wait, no, you're older
Yeah.
than me. You kids in your Elden Ring.
Wow.
You don't know the
Yeah.
horrors.
Oh god.
You
You haven't
know
even
horrors that I've
played it.
fucking
I should be
seen.
saying it to you.
Yeah.
You wouldn't survive a Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 lobby.
Sean, I am
Yes.
fairly certain you would break a controller if we made you sit down and play Ghosts and Goblins.
Well, now we have a
On the
game that we can do
NES.
one day.
Probably.
Well,
It's a Nintendo 64 controller?
no, it would be an NES controller. Well, Ghosts and Goblins 64.
Okay.
Now we're going to make
talking
him
about
play it
canceled
with an
games.
N64 controller.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, because the N64 has a terrible control stick.
I will never
already.
touch a Nintendo 64 controller again.
Why?
You're like
It's like
talking...
the worst controller ever.
You're like
fucking
talking
made.
to like a judge or something. I never touched that 64
I
controller,
never
Your
had
Honor.
sexual
Whoa.
relations with that controller.
Jesus Christ.
Wow. I never touched this stuff.
Yeah. Actually, I heard a controller had a restraining order against Sean.
Damn.
Yeah, loose
I literally have a Nintendo 64 in my
Lo-
room.
loose
Oh, it's a
joystick.
shame.
Oh, do you?
What do you mean? That's
You'll never play it again.
What color
Oh,
is it?
probably not. Black.
Black?
Yeah.
Or is it
Okay.
smoke gray?
I don't know. It looks black to me.
Amateur. Amateur hour. Amateur hour featuring Sean McConnell. Doesn't even know what color it is.
I have that one.
I
I,
don't
I
know
think
what
it has like a
color he
tank
has.
game in it right now.
A tank
Whoa.
tank game.
You are insulting town.
Wait,
Tank
I
game.
think
What
you
game
just
is
need to
that?
Stop
What
responding.
game is he talking about?
There's a tank game. I think it's called like 3D tanks or something.
All I know is I could
3D
drive.
tanks.
I could drive around a
Tank
tank and blow stuff up.
Let
and
me-
I
let
was
me look
excited.
it up to show you how-
Nazis, blow them up.
What a
There's a
shock.
tank
Sean's
game on
favorite game for the
N64.
N64 game was one where you shoot people.
But I also had an Army Men Sarge's Heroes game for that. I think either that or PlayStation.
Battle tanks?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it, you idiot.
You had to
I had to
fucking
look it up.
Once,
Oh
Yeah.
god.
the only canceled one around here is you.
Shut up, Brian.
Yeah.
That's
I
how
know.
we ended. No,
Oh, is that-
No,
is
no,
that it?
I got a couple
No,
more.
we
to
got a
say.
few more. You can go.
So
But
we're
I'll
doing
say,
one
I'll
more
say,
s-
I'll say them all in one bunch.
Yeah, the final bunch.
Honorable picks.
Okay, sure. Well, you go ahead.
Well,
Sean.
when you're done,
But yeah, are you done?
I've been done for hours. You go.
are you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure. Dude,
All right.
there's nothing really to go off of.
Hey,
It's just
all right.
conjecture.
The one I'm happy that got canceled was called Brothers in Arms Furious 4
Oh, I used to play the one on the 360.
Hell's Highway.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's fucking great. I love that game.
Was
Yeah, I
that like
used to
the
let-
split screen game?
No.
No, okay. I think it's.
Uh,
I think
Brothers
that
in
was
Arms-
at World War II.
Yeah, Brothers in Arms is a World War II game where you where it's like Band of Brothers brought to like being a video game.
okay.
And it's the up until that, like the series is great. But Furious 4 was like them being like, we're not going to really continue to do the storyline that we've been doing since, I don't know, the 90s with these characters. We're going to do basically Inglorious Bastards in a video game and make it not historically accurate whatsoever.
That would have been
even though,
fun.
even though
Why do you gotta
yes,
mention Glorious Bastards like I'm not gonna get
because
excited?
that's the only comparison that was made to it.
Yeah.
And
Like-
they did it because their games were known for their historical accuracy. And
they can make one
that
that's
game
not
was
historically
completely
accurate.
inaccurate. And everyone's like, what the
Why
fuck is this
not?
shit? We want a sequel to Hell's Highway.
That
I want to
could've
know what
been-
happened to Miller and all the rest of the characters in that game.
That could have
It's
been
like,
fun.
here's-
They could have put Hitler like on a unicycle or something, and he's like juggling,
Unicycle.
and you have to snipe him off his unicycle.
What is
That's
this,
not
Sniper Elite
Sniper.
4
Alright, we
now?
don't need that.
Jesus.
I
But
need that. What are you
I'm
talking
happy
about?
that one didn't really make it past the
I'm
E3
excited.
trailer.
I'm upset it didn't get made.
It looked terrible.
Oh, come on.
It looked really bad.
It could have been funny.
No.
Hitler on a unicycle.
What
I know
should've
they had
done-
that in that game.
What they
I
should have
can't prove
done
it.
is follow
I
the
can't
events
prove it.
after Hell's Highway and go into the Battle of the Bulge instead of. It's, what they did Market Garden, they should do the Battle of the Bulge.
The
which is
Battle of the
next
Bulge
thing.
is just a funny name, by the way. It's just,
It was not funny for the soldiers.
Oh,
of
no,
World War II,
but-
all right?
That
Let's
was a
just get
terrible
Oh, I'm
straight.
sure
battle.
I'm sure they snicker when they heard their mission.
I'm sure they had.
like-
I'm sure they had a little chuckle, and then they realized, "Oh God, we're gonna."
We're
die."
almost fucking surrounded by the
Yeah,
Germans.
we're
This is
gonna
great.
Save the bulge. Yeah.
Oh my god!
quick, grab the bulge.
And you want to tell me
I-
that I'm canceled? Fuck off.
I would like to imagine there's just some old war veteran watching it like, that's not funny.
Okay, we're not
So
going
my-
to
the other one,
dies.
the other one that I'm sad that didn't really get made was
I gotta check my list. Again.
Halo Wars 3.
Ugh.
Oh, was that the Helldiver?
No,
No,
that was a different one,
okay.
which I completely forgot about.
That was like an RTS
Oh, well,
game.
you're welcome.
yeah. It was a sequel to Halo Wars 2, obviously, but it was also going to incorporate space combat in an RTS game. And for Halo, being a mainline RTS game that isn't like one that's like a total conversion mod for like Sins of a Solar Empire, which has Sins of the Prophets, that would have been really cool to see, to control space units in space combat in Halo. And they didn't do it. It never really made it past the pitch stage, which sucks.
Yeah, they had to sink all their money into Halo Infinite, the money pit of
That
Dude,
game I like,
Have
though.
you
I like
seen
Halo Infinite.
the gorillas?
Yeah, but it costs a lot of money
I know.
to make that game.
I'm aware.
Microsoft just kept throwing dollars at it. You're lucky it didn't turn into something like Concord. With how much money that the more expensive it would have gotten, the shittier it would have been.
Don't you slander that game.
Oh, I'll slander. it.
Yeah, how dare you?
Anyway.
Don't
I'll
be
s-
don't
I'll
be don't be mean to Concord, all right? Come on.
Yeah,
I'm
Oh,
gonna
that's
we
say
got a
this,
good.
fanboy.
Yeah,
It
We
had
got
a
a
chance.
mole.
Brian,
There's
I'm
a
gonna say
mole.
this clearly so that everybody in the room can hear me. Fuck Concord.
What?
Not the people
What?
that.
Why?
Because it was not good.
What?
Why?
You
Can't
play
even
it?
play it.
I don't have to.
Oh wow!
Well, you
Look at
can't
the
now.
Microsoft fanboy. over
Yeah, you
here.
can't now.
You can
Yeah,
go
yeah.
buy.
Just because I've had every issue of an Xbox does not make me
you
a
can
Microsoft
go buy an
fanboy.
empty disc off eBay for like $70.
But no, I feel bad for the people that got screwed over by that game.
Yeah.
But
What do you mean?
What, the people that bought it?
No, the people that made it.
Oh, the people that made it.
They're
Maybe-
just
maybe
trying
a
to
little
pay
bit.
their rent.
I
all right?
understand. Like, yeah, they're trying to work. I mean, if it was
Gaming
me, I would
industry-
be like, yeah, maybe. I wouldn't feel so funny if it was me doing that.
They
but,
got bills to pay.
the gaming
all right?
industry's got a lot of crunch time.
Yeah, but I don't.
unfortunately.
Yeah.
I don't feel bad for anyone that bought that game. Let me preface that.
And like I was watching the making of Halo 2, the thing like last night. The gaming industry has changed so much since 2003 or 4. It's insane. Like to look at the differences between the two of them. Like and especially Bungie, because they look like a super relaxed studio where like there are people having fun, and then like looking at it now, it's like super corporate and
Yeah.
just like people wearing like ties and shit. No, stop doing that.
Oh yeah, the day that Phil Spencer came in, like, you guys forgot to start wearing ties, and they're like, I don't want to make fun games anymore. Yeah.
Well, the thing
It's
is,
like-
Sean, it's like those used to all be indie studios,
You know.
and then they all grew, and then they all sold their
Yeah.
souls
Yeah,
to the
there's-
devil.
But another one
There's
would be
still, that's an evolution of Bungie. There are
Mhm.
probably still some companies where you have someone in like a ripped up band tee that's eating ramen noodles out
Oh,
of
yeah.
a $1 cup.
it's just
Yeah,
they need to
it's
find their
called Arrowhead.
franchise. Like that's the thing.
But another one would be the Halo MMO that never got made. That one would have been cool, but that's all I got.
Okay.
You would have spent a lot of money on that.
I would have
MMO.
spent my entire fortune.
Well, since
Yeah.
you being an Xbox fanboy, I'm sure you would recognize this next game I'm about to say.
What?
Is it gonna be
Uh,
Scalebound?
It
did I
was-
guess
It
it?
was actually
Is it-
scale
What did I,
bound.
oh my
It
god!
was actually
It's 2 for 2,
scale
man.
Scale down.
And you probably don't know, but they released a teaser at one of the E3s. We're back at E3, where basically it was like a guy with a big sword, and you could like tame dragons and fly around on islands.
I feel like I remember that.
And they
Yeah.
said the game was like really close to coming out and
Mhm.
stuff, but then they just shut it all down.
Yeah,
Oh, like Elder
Platinum
Scrolls 6.
Games.
Yeah.
Were the
We're gonna release a
developers.
picture of a mountain.
Here's a slow zoom in on a picture we found.
It's
on
definitely
Etsy.
not a super
Yeah.
up-res picture of Skyrim.
Yeah.
Yeah, because people really wanted that game to come out. It's weird what Microsoft will fund and what they won't. Like they'll fund Cuphead for like 7 years,
Yeah.
8 years to get developed, but then that game probably costs more to make. But
Mhm.
Yeah.
yeah, I
Well,
feel like a lot of people would have bought that one.
It was probably like a Concord scenario where it was just a bunch of yes men being like, "Oh, big sword, yeah, flying dragon, yeah, floating islands, yeah," and then they finally put it all together and they were like, "This is the biggest piece of dog shit I've ever seen. We're done giving you money. You have to provide it." And they were like,
Wow.
we don't have any money left."
I played this
Oh.
for 40 minutes. And
Our
I
money
had
laundering
exactly,
scheme ruined.
Yeah.
I had 5 minutes of fun.
Like
I'd rather
I don't-
play Skibbity Toilet.
Yeah, but also that cancellation couldn't have come at a worse time when Xbox wasn't known for their output for
Yeah.
quality first party games were being questioned. Like the only thing they had was Halo.
Yep.
And even some of the Halo games were sucking ass when they were coming out, like
Yeah.
Halo 4, Halo 5.
And this was around the time of the Xbox One being released, so there was a lot of like Kinect games that they were pushing and whatnot.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are like theorizing that basically they canceled this game to try and what is it, to try and invest more into like Kinect games, but then the reception for them from the Kinect was
Not good.
terrible that they slashed the entire department. And
I think I remember Halo 4 and 5 coming out kind of like later in the Xbox One's life cycle. Or am I wrong?
no, it was just a really
Well, I'm
bad
saying
life
just, like,
cycle.
Xbox reputation in general,
Yeah.
like because the beginning of the 360, they had great exclusives coming out. Halo 3, they fucking shook the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They kept coming out with more exclusives, and then
Reach.
Yeah, Reach too. But same thing with Gears of War, and then near the end of the cycle, those exclusives just weren't great anymore. So
No.
Mhm.
along with just the output not being as great.
Well, yeah, because
Yeah.
then you get
Right
to
into
like
the Xbox
Gears
One.
of War. What is it? Judgment, where it's the
Yeah.
like it's basically just a DLC. It's not that good.
Yeah, they did DLC. Yeah, they just did a bunch of DLCs for the one, and then 2 mediocre Halos.
Yeah.
Was there anything? Anything else? When I was doing some research, there was a lot of canceled game for the Xbox One. Like,
Yeah.
so many.
Yeah,
Yeah, a lot of canceled
And
games.
one of them
it's a shame.
included is called Fable Legends.
Oh,
I remember
yeah,
them
the
talking
Fable
about Fable and all that
franchise.
stuff
Yeah.
forever.
Aren't they making a new Fable game?
Yes,
They
they
are.
are.
Is it the same thing or?
No. Well, yes. The thing is, Fable Legends was going to be a live service MMO set
Oh.
in the Fable universe, and they actually like finished the game and were doing like open betas for it. But after the first initial beta, Microsoft did not like the direction it was going in, and they just entirely canceled it again.
Yeah, it's,
And because of that cancellation, they bankrupted the original studio that made Fable, which was Lionhead Studio, that they had recently bought for the Fable IP.
yeah, there are really really weird cases of games that are practically finished but never come out, like Star Fox 2 on the Super Nintendo. That was an example of a game that was entirely finished, but then they were like, Nintendo's like, we don't want to release it.
Well, they did eventually
only-
release it.
I was getting to that only until the Super Nintendo Mini, the like 30-in-1 console. They were like, now's the time.
No,
And now you can play on NSO. They're like, they just had to make very little tweaks. They're like, okay,
We got
Now it's
29. We
releasing.
need number 30.
it's actually a good game.
yeah. I mean,
I would say it's a good game.
I'm like the only Star Fox fan I know.
I like Star Fox.
Oh, maybe
I
we
like
should hang out sometime.
Yeah, I've been trying
I
for
think you
way
guys would
too
make
long.
really good friends.
Yeah.
I only really like
Yeah.
Star Fox and Star Fox 64. Assault is fine.
I like Commando on the DS.
It's
Command.
just command, not commando.
Commando, yeah. Star Fox has his
No
own
one's
around.
going commando in this series. All right, everyone wears pants.
Star
What?
Fox. Let me see
underwear.
that
Going
junk.
commando.
Yeah, but it makes me think how many games out there were very close to finishing, but then a company's like, yeah, you
but
know
it's
what?
It's over.
You know,
Just
just
don't
doesn't
wanna-
fit. Yeah.
Just
Oh.
don't want to.
That happens a lot where they'll be like, all right, we're pretty much close to a work a playable build, and then something happens and it's like, oh well, you can't do that, and they have to completely scrap it.
Well, playable build as in like, are you saying close to finished or like?
Like they're at the point where the game is playable, and it's not like 100. Like that's a
I
lot.
mean,
that's
not
still
100%,
a lot
but
of work that
yeah.
is now done, and they have to redo everything. But
Yeah.
even ones that are almost ready to launch, that they have to be completely scrapped.
It happens.
Yeah.
And when it does, it sucks. And it sucks especially for the studios that are shut down because of it.
Because of
Because-
big
Yeah.
publishers and
Yeah, because it's
that
like,
sometimes don't know what they're doing.
yeah. I mean, it's not the publishers; it's the executives of
Well,
those
that, yeah.
publishers, and it's like they make the decision. It's not the actual people with passion to do these things.
Yeah.
But yeah, Brian.
What?
All right, Alex.
All right.
No,
Do
no.
you have any more?
I do. Well, hold on. I got to think of it.
Actually, I thought of another one.
Well,
I'm
well,
gonna write
before I
down.
go, do you want to guess what mine's going to be, Alex?
Are you
Can
gonna
you
go
guess
3 for
what's the
3?
console?
Well, actually, let me pick a good one. This is actually a recent one that I want to talk about.
On a recent console?
A recent one from a revived series that was going to have a new entry, and then they just said, no, that's enough.
I don't know.
Okay. It's going to be Crash Bandicoot 5.
Oh, yeah, the one with Spyro crossover.
Yeah,
Oh,
it
yeah,
was
that-
going to be a Spyro
Yeah.
crossover,
Oh,
and they
that's
just
heartbreaking.
canceled it. Yeah.
'Cause that-
It's
that
a
would've
recent
just
thing.
canceled it.
That would have been fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Because I love Crash 4.
Crash 4 was good, and they had some momentum where it was like, we got the Insane trilogy, we got Nitro Kart, or whatever it's called,
It's Nitro Kart.
or Nitro Chart, or Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled. Yeah, that's it. Not a mouthful at all. And then Crash Bandicoot 4, and then it was like, okay, now we're going to make a 5th game with Spyro, because we also have Spyro Reignited trilogy, and then the
And we
5th
got
one was like,
Skylanders
no, we don't worry about it. Skylanders is
You know,
not
we
a
should
part
play
of this.
Skylanders.
No, we don't.
Oh my
Please.
God.
I don't even think you can anymore.
You can.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can.
Where are you gonna get the Skylander like Spyro things?
My
Go to
closet.
any garage sale ever.
We can just
You
we
can
can just
find
ask
them.
Town to go
You
find
can
it
bulk
for
buy
us.
them
we can
for,
find
like-
a bulk bucket.
You
bin
could, yeah,
for
you could
us.
bulk buy
Dude,
them for
I
like
sold like
$5.
50 of those for $20 on eBay once.
You got
They are
robbed.
worthless.
You got robbed.
Yeah, I got robbed.
They'll
Well,
be
it
worth
was-
something someday,
well,
damn it.
There was a bunch of
What
ga-
about the sentimental value?
Well, there was a bunch of games and a Wii in there, and that just happened to come with them. Like, okay. I mean,
Okay,
if
you
anything,
know
I
what?
just throw these away.
Town, put it on your list. We're gonna play Skylanders.
Skyland. Oh
No,
my God. No.
no.
Nobody listening.
No,
Shut your
no,
ears.
no.
I want you to put your fingers in your ears. Say,
If
"La
this
la la la."
podcast
No, don't listen.
reaches 1,000 likes,
Do not like this video.
we will play
Stop.
Skylanders.
No,
For the love of God, please don't.
I'd rather shove the figures up my ass than play that.
I love Skylanders.
It's gonna be like that guy who put the jar in his ass. It's just gonna be me.
Oh
legs,
my God. One
my
man,
legs
one
walking in
jar.
front of the camera, but I'm gonna squat onto the pad.
Okay,
with
to
a-
my original point
Okay,
about
yeah.
Crash 5, all right? Crash was gaining some momentum again, and then they just said, we don't want to do this. Probably because of is it because of the Microsoft deal that they had? Is that the reason?
well, I know Toys for Bob. They're now an indie company.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
I
Were
think
they
it's
in-
mainly it could be a rights issue,
I think it must be.
and then also like Microsoft is telling Activision, we only want Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty
Yeah.
much.
Yeah, so it's like
Make us 2 Call of Duties a year.
you like they have enough on their
Yeah.
plate. So
Well, there actually was one Crash game that kind of sucked. There was
One?
one recently that oh God, it wasn't a party game. It was like an online Crash game.
No,
Do you remember what it was called?
I don't.
God damn, I have to look it up. It's,
and there's our third Google search
Crash
of the
Bandicoot
podcast.
recent.
And it just shows like Crash Bandicoot like in a dumpster. Like, no, Crash is dead
Crash
again.
Team Rumble.
Oh,
game.
yeah.
That game came and went, and I don't think anyone played it. There was no marketing.
Yeah, the rights for Crash Bandicoot have been all over the place. It started with Naughty Dog, and then Universal owned it, and then Traveler's Tales made some games for it. You know what? They need to make a remake of Crash Twinsanity. That game...
That was good.
That
was
game
almost
needs-
on the GameCube, and it should.
Yeah, the reason Crash Twinsanity... I mean, Crash Twinsanity did okay, but it was unfinished. Like, the game is, like, barely holding it together. Kind of
Yeah.
like me. But...
Oh my
Oh,
God.
Jesus.
No, that game needs like a remake. I recommend the soundtrack to that game. It's all a cappella.
Yeah, it's a really weird soundtrack
Yeah, it
for a Crash game.
it's
for
like
sure.
it's like there's like one piece of music. I was like, this is a very intense rock song. Oh, it's all done with people's mouths.
Yeah, they got Smooth Big Groove to do the sound.
No, no.
Did they make Sly Cooper?
No.
I don't
Naughty
know.
Dog?
Naughty Dog.
Oh, Naughty Dog
Wait,
did?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No, I don't know if Naughty Dog did.
Google.
No,
Google.
no, it's not
Not a-
important. It's not important. I just,
No, it's important.
We're
Sly
so
Cooper.
well researched.
We're talking about canceled games, right? These
I
games
know.
exist.
You know,
so we
just
don't
because
care.
we're doing like a lightning round and Sean did like a few of his at the end.
well,
I
that's
just,
it. Because this is like the
I
last
did
round.
too.
Sucker Punch Productions.
All right,
Okay.
Sucker
Okay.
Punch. They're making
wanna-
Ghost of Tsushima now.
I
Oh,
also
okay.
want to give a shout out to Silent Hills, otherwise known as PT. That
Yeah.
should have been made because PT had a lot of
Oh, the
promise.
demo?
Yeah, and that was a demo
Yeah.
for Silent Hills, and then
Oh, yeah, didn't
My brother
uh,
still has that downloaded on his PS4.
oh really? That's worth something.
wasn't that the one with
Yeah.
Norman Reedus in it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah.
was it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
that
then
was
at the end of
eventually-
it.
That was
that
the
also,
final. Like it was like the big teaser. It's like Norman Reedus is going
Was
to
that
be in the
the
game.
was that the one that Hideo Kojima was working on?
Yes.
Yeah.
So then he just took all that shit and went over to make his Death Stranding.
I still want
Oh,
him to
yeah,
make a
kid.
horror game, and I think he
Yeah.
is with his new one with
Death Stranding
Yeah.
2.
He's
yeah
also making an espionage game.
Yeah,
he's
I'm
making a
curious
new
as to
spy
what
yeah, it's
game.
called Metal Gear.
yeah
Yeah.
It's called Metal-
curious as to what that's
No,
gonna
it's
be
called Gear Metal.
Gear Metal.
Oh, it's totally different. And I do want to shout out a game that I'm glad was canceled, Sonic Extreme.
On the Saturn.
Yeah, imagine.
I think that would have been interesting.
No, dude. Every time I see pre-release footage of that, I'm like, "Whew, dodged a bullet on that one," because it's all like fisheye lens, and it's like
That's why it would have been cool.
oh, it looked terrible, and like
Oh,
gravity
my God.
switching mechanics. It was like the development of that game is so interesting. Like
I don't think it
literally,
was the developer's fault. They were working with like the biggest piece of shit system to develop for.
well,
The
it's
Sega Saturn.
it's funny because there was
Sega.
There was a director of it who'd never directed a game before at one point because the original one quit. And I remember Yuji Naka saw the original demo and he told him good luck and then walked out. And then they stole well, they didn't steal. They took his engine for Knights and they used that to like make like a new like like a new game. And then he was like, dude, you can't fucking steal my engine. That's mine. So they canceled that.
Took
and
it
then
right off
stole
his
it.
car.
yeah.
They stole it from us,
Stole it from me. That was today.
Yeah, I'm glad that game never came to be.
I disagree, and I'm not even that big of a Sonic fan. I wanted it to come out.
I will say, by the way, the music for the game is out there somewhere. It's not bad.
I had
Was
another.
that the director who got arrested for tax fraud?
Yuji
or-
Naka, yeah. No, not tax
Not
fraud,
tax fraud.
insider trading.
That was it, yeah.
Yeah. One of the creators for Sonic the Hedgehog is in jail. Well, I think he's
Yeah.
out now, but
Probably now on bail.
yeah. Boy, what a day and age
Or
we
on
live in. Eh?
probation. Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, that's all my stuff.
Oh, is that all yours? Okay, I have a
big
list.
finale.
I have 12 more. Hold on.
Okay.
Oh,
my God.
Jesus.
Oh,
No,
boy.
no. There's. I'll go through these a bit quickly. So Donkey Kong Racing on the GameCube.
Oh, yeah.
That would have been interesting.
Mhm.
Good departure from Mario Kart. Also, this was before Rare got bought out by Microsoft.
Yeah.
They thought they were getting the Donkey Kong IP. Stupid pieces of shit. Why would they not look into the contracts while they're buying a big company?
Is that what they
successful?
bought?
That was part of the
That was
reason
one
why
of the
they
reasons.
bought Rare. Is they also thought they were getting the Donkey Kong IP.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Because they made
No.
Donkey Kong Country 1, 2, and 3, and they made Donkey Kong 64.
Oh, okay. So they were just partnering.
Yeah.
Thankfully, I mean, Rare still made some games for Nintendo, like in the GBA time, because Microsoft didn't have like a handheld.
Yeah, like Banjo Pilot, Banjo Grunty's Revenge.
Yeah.
They
think
did the country ports for GBA.
Yo, yeah.
And this leads into Banjo 3 on GameCube.
Oh, why did I not think of that?
I honestly would have been excited for that one. I would have played that as a kid.
Yeah.
Because I was never really a big Banjo Kazooie or Banjo Tooie
Yeah.
guy, but if it's a good platform on the GameCube, the console I grew up with, then yeah, I would have been really into it. They only had like one trailer that came out, and you know what came of that? Nuts and bolts. The biggest disappointment in gaming ever. Even worse than Concord.
You like cars, kids?
Yeah, they're just made into a car game. Yeah, what are you hiding behind your mic, Sean?
What?
Oh,
Are you about to be like, I like nuts and bolts?
I don't even know what that is.
You don't know.
You don't know what nuts and bolts
You
are?
don't
We
know
have to
nuts and
search you the
bolts is when there's a
birds and the
fat.
bees?
What's his name?
Huh?
How do you? There's a. Is it
Banjo.
Is his name Banjo?
Banjo's
Okay.
the bear,
Yeah.
Kazooie's the bird.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
it's a fat banjo, and he's like, I can't walk anymore, so I'm gonna make cars.
Yeah.
And then the whole game is just him to go level to level, making different stupid cars.
Yeah. Actually, I have a
Oh,
small.
you're talking about Banjo Kazooie Nuts and Bolts.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
on the
okay.
360.
Well, you didn't say Banjo Kazooie. I just heard Nuts and Bolts. I'm like, I don't know what that is. I know what Banjo Kazooie Nuts and Bolts is.
Well, actually,
It looked terrible.
Yeah.
yeah, it was. It was terrible.
Okay.
Well, actually, I knew a guy growing up. It was a guy I met in football. We were talking about video games.
Yeah.
What he had on the N64. He's like, yeah, I had Mario, and I also had
Mario.
Banjo Kazoo, and I'm like, he's like,
What?
you know that Kazoo game? I'm like, what do you talk Kazoo? Like Kaizo Mario? And he's like, no, Banjo Kazoo. I'm like, that's Banjo Kazooie, you dumb piece of shit. What is wrong with you?
Well, he was in football.
He's like, I don't speak too good.
Yeah, I don't remember what his name
I
was,
don't
but
know
I just
no
remember sitting there
German
like,
either.
I was a dumbfounded nerd in a aggressive sport.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm gonna tackle the shit out of you, you dumb person.
I'm gonna go on the other team now.
Yeah, I'm gonna put on a different jersey. But on to my next one. I wonder what the original concept for Super Mario RPG 2 was gonna be.
Oh, was
before
that
s-
in development?
Yeah, it was for a little bit until Square had a falling out with
Nintendo.
Nintendo because they made big games on the Super Nintendo, which required bigger cartridges. But then Sony's like, hey, we have like 500 megabyte discs, and you can have multiple of them. And then for the 64, you could have like 12 to 30 megabytes, and that's it.
Something like that.
There are some miracle ports like Resident Evil 2, but besides that, I mean, yeah, I can see why they didn't make it. But I still
Well, we
love-
got Paper Mario out of it, so.
Yeah, I mean, I love Paper Mario, the first one, to death, but it always makes me wonder what it would have been.
Mm-hmm.
Are you texting me right now?
No, I'm texting Alex right now because he was
Oh.
on his phone. I texted him, "Hey."
I'm not on camera.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Sorry that.
Well, yeah, I
you're
guess-
on camera.
Yeah, there was only some screenshots of it. Super Mario RPG 2, but I think that was being made without Square.
Oh, was
They
it?
just had to change the name because of rights issues or whatever, which, Paper
Sadie's
Mario is
Oh,
fine
Cat
enough for
has
me.
returned.
Sadie's
do-
here. Can we get her on mine for the end of this?
But I do have one more, and this is going to be a really weird one. They're making a...
Bullshit. Sorry,
Brian,
go ahead.
okay, so the CDI, how they were making... They
Yep.
made Mario, they
Yes.
made Zelda.
Oh.
They actually had a Donkey Kong game
Sprints
development on the
right out.
CDI.
A Donkey Kong game for the CDI?
Yeah, in a Donkey Kong Country style before Donkey Kong Country was a thing.
Hmm.
Like, it was
Oh,
going to be a
before Donkey
side-scrolling
Kong Country.
platformer Donkey Kong game.
Oh, okay. I didn't
Yeah,
know
which is
about
really
this.
interesting. And you want to know how this came out? It was never publicly released. There was a guy on LinkedIn that had that as one of his jobs that he worked on in the
Really?
90s. And they contacted him like, yeah, that was one of the games we were working on. We never got far. It was horrible. And he was able to give some other developers names out, I think.
Hmm.
And he described it a bit. So they were working on basically a version of Donkey Kong Country before Donkey Kong Country was a thing.
Hmm.
Which is really interesting. And that's
Damn.
the only game I'm glad didn't come out because it would have been a steaming pile of dog shit.
You mean donk shit.
Yeah, donkey.
Look at this guy.
That's where we ended, folks.
Yeah, thank you for
That's
watching,
it.
To the
everybody.
crescendo, the
Good.
climax, the
Thanks you
apex.
for watching, everybody. Follow us on social media at Major Idiots Crew. I'm hijacking Sean's outro. What about it? And thank you for watching this episode. We had a
Yeah.
lot of fun, and I hope you did too.
Thank you for listening, us baby cakes.
Yeah.
Watch some of our other stuff.
Yeah, please
Yeah.
subscribe and like and
And who
Ring
knows?
the
I might
bell.
post a video of me in the shower. You never know.
but fully clothed.
Yes.
He's gonna be
In a
playing.
suit.
Yeah, he's
Getting
gonna be
wet.
playing some games.
Yeah.
In the
If
show.
we
Excited
get
for
to
them.
1 million subscribers, Tam will actually do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm gonna return it to the place I rented that suit at and just act like nothing happened.
Yeah. It's not wet. What are you talking about?
Like it's a little moist, raining outside. All right, but bye everyone.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Yeah,
Thank
go
you for
fuck
coming.
yourself.
Oh Jesus.
Why do you always end it like that?
I assume you just cut it out every time.
No.
Sean, are you?
Oh, you
no, I don't.
All right.
say to follow us at Major Idiots?
Yeah, I did. I
He said it.
Are you
He
upset
said
that
the
I
line.
hijacked your intro?
Very upset about that.
Oh
Or
my
outro.
god.